A one, a two, a one, two, three. Today we're gonna talk about a fragrance that has been out since 1996, and it's by the perfumer Albert Morias, and we're gonna talk about if it's worth it or not. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another video. And yes, today we are going to talk about this fragrance, Acqua Di Gio from Giorgio Armani, the release from 1996, the old school classic that almost every man in the world knows about. So the question today is this fragrance worth it in 2020, or are there better alternatives if you want this type of DNA, this aquatic and super fresh scent? So let's get into the video. First thing that I think you should keep in mind is like, who is this fragrance for today? Is this for the regular guy, or is this for some specific group of people? Mostly, I think this is a fragrance nowadays just for the collectors, actually. If you're a fragrance collector and you're really into fragrances, I think it's cool to have the best-selling fragrance of all time in your collection, just because it's cool to have it there, you know? But if you are just a regular guy who just have heard of this fragrance but you never smelled it, maybe that would be really weird, actually, if you had never smelled it. But if you want to buy a new bottle maybe in this year, then I think there are better alternatives out there, because this is not that long lasting. The DNA is so overused, like every girl in the world maybe has smelled it. Even though I personally think it's amazing, I really like this type of scent still to this day. But it's not a big compliment getter, because it's so overused, because it's the most selling fragrance in the entire universe. So what are better alternatives for you guys who are thinking of buying? You want something similar to this, but maybe a little bit different as well. Yeah, I think you can buy the Perry Ellis 360 Red instead, if you are in the search for this aquatic, fresh summer type of scent. That's a really good fragrance that reminds me a lot about this fragrance. But I think the Perry Ellis 360 Red, first of all, it's lower price. It's really inexpensive. Second of all, I think on my skin it's even better, longer lasting than this Acqua Di Gio fragrance. And third thing, I think it's a little bit more unique. I don't know if you can call it unique in that sense, but it's a little bit more unique than this, actually. So that's a fragrance that I would really recommend if you want this type of scent. So how about the compliment factor for this fragrance, if you still want to pick this up? Well, this is a nice scent, no doubt. Some people may have bad memories with it, some people have really good memories with it, so it's like a Russian roulette. You really don't know what you can expect from this fragrance and from the ladies, because everyone has some type of relation to this fragrance, I think. Either they smell it on their parents or some boyfriend that it didn't went so well with. So it's a risk you have to take if you're gonna buy this fragrance, that it's have this old type of DNA and smell to it. But I think you could get really good compliments with this, even though it's so old, even to this day, if you meet the right people who are into this fresh type of aquatic scents. And when is the right time to wear this type of fragrance? This is 100% a summer type of fragrance, because it's fresh, it's clean, it's non-offensive, it could handle the heat very well that a lot of sweeter fragrances can't. So this is 100% a summer/spring type of fragrance. It's very non-offensive, it's really easy to like, it's really, you know, in the summertime it's really all around. You can have it pretty dressed up, I think, with a nice summer suit. Maybe you can have it with shorts and a polo and stuff like that, when you're just out and living your life in the nice weather, you know. Either if it's sunny, maybe you're playing some sports, maybe you're going out for some beers in the nice summer night or something like that. So it's really all around fragrance, but it's nothing special, but it's pretty versatile in the summertime, I think. So why are you gonna buy this fragrance? as I said before, guys, this is a fragrance that you want to buy maybe, first of all, if you don't really give a shit, you know, if this is the old type of DNA and if you just really like this type of scent. Sorry. The second of all, this is a fragrance that you might want to have in your collection if you are a fragrance collector and you just want to have this really old classic type of fragrance in your collection. It's fun to have a fragrance that is most sold all over the globe, of course. So what are my conclusions about this fragrance today, guys? Should you buy it? Should you not buy it in 2020? I say it totally depends on what type of guy you are. If you are just a regular guy who are not super into fragrances, you just have maybe 1 or 2 fragrances and you want a summer fragrance, maybe this is not the best alternative for you this year. I think there's better alternatives out there. There's more cleaner, fresher scent that is a little bit more exciting than this one. For example, Nautica Voyage and Perry Ellis, really good summer fragrances that is also much cheaper and even better, longer lasting than this one. But if you are a collector or you just really love this DNA like I do, of course you can pick it up 2020. It doesn't matter. It's fun to have a really great smelling fragrance even though it's old and even though it's a really overused DNA. So if you have a little bit extra cash and you don't have a really limited budget and you have like 70 bucks over, sure, pick up this fragrance. Cool to have it in your collection if you are a collector and want this trip down memory lane now and then of a fragrance of this caliber that is so old and so used throughout the entire planet over so many years. And girls still like this as well, so it's just a matter of what type of person you are, what you're looking for in a fragrance, and what your background with fragrances is, in my opinion. So you have to ask yourself a couple of questions that I just talked about, and then I think you can have a better understanding if this is a fragrance for you to buy. But there are better alternatives overall, of course. Perry Ellis, Nautica Voyage, if you're just a regular guy and you don't really care about the heritage and the brand and that it's old, and it's nice to have a old fragrance to have in your collection that is so used all over the world and it's a classic and stuff like that. So guys, that was everything I had to say today about the Acqua Di Gio Homme from Giorgio Armani. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please smash that subscribe button. I saw in my analytics that I have over 12,000 of unique viewers every month, and not 1/10 of them are subscribers. So hit that subscribe button right now if you watch this video and you like this type of content. That would really help me on this fragrance journey. So thanks again, guys, for watching this video. See you the next time. Bye bye.